Can you hear me and can you hear the game? Interesting. Can hear. All right, well, let's get a train going and then see how it is. Can hear you, but no game. Got some people saying they can hear the game and some people saying they can't. Raw DC, no game sound. Okay. So I'm changing the setup a little bit because I'm trying to work out what causes this annoying clicking sound. So I've simplified the audio setup. No game. Right. Cool. That's a great start. Let me. Cool, right, okay, why no audio from the Elgato? Because I didn't set the Elgato to broadcast it. I did set it to broadcast it. Dang it, why is it not working? You know, before I went live, I actually went into the game setting and I tried a recording. And, you know, strangely enough, that worked. Okay, video, stream, audio. That's why, I think. Can you hear the audio of the game now? I can see bars now for the audio. You've got a signal. You've got game sound. Cool, let's get some PZB now just going then and let's get going. Have a drive, let's see how it is. Now, what's the lag like? I'm getting about half a second, I think, as I go from internal to external. Let's see if that gets worse or if it maintains, yeah? If I actually release the brakes yet. I have. Where are we going? We're going. I can do driving. Am I in the right PZB mode? I don't know how heavy this train is. 2,500 tons? I guess we'll find out. It's a light train, isn't it? 2,500 tons. What I need to double check, I'll make a note of this to check afterwards, is I need to check the frequencies. Make sure that's all lined up. If it isn't, then we'll see it's delaying a bit. Is it in frame mode? Yeah. It's in frame mode for sure. Flashing 70.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Because what I've found from playing about is that it seems a lot of the clicking is happening more when I've got it on the Discord. So normally when I'm doing like a Dovetail stream, I've got Discord running, I'm streaming the video directly into Discord, and obviously I've got people chatting on Discord. So I'm actually doing that at the moment as well, just to see how it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some stuff that was making it click from my testing. Is this doing any clicking for you? I'm not hearing any, but I don't know if I will now with the way it's set up. There was a little pause there, but that's, I think, the game stuttering. I can't make the game not stutter, unfortunately. 55 is mode U, Liam. No clicking in while I was doing that. Okay, well let's see how we get on. Then maybe this has fixed it. It's simpler audio setup. It's not quite as nice, but it is... Passenger mode is 85, which is O. So it's 55, 70, 85. I'm in 70, so I'm in M. Is this sounding, for those, I guess hopefully some of you have seen Dovetail streams that I've done, like the one the other day, one Mittenwald barn. Is this coming out better? Frame rate. Good, good. I did look at using NDI, but the lag is horrendous. Oh, looks like I've got the upcoming timetable. Never mind. Sneak peek.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Crikey, this thing is having a real hard time. I haven't left. Everything looks like it's released. Heavy train for a Vectron, I guess. Just gone on Nebworth, Chester Road on BCC. Nice. We were under because there was a warning for this 60, and now we've got an expect stop, hopefully. I'm not falling into that trap.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Yes, BCC is good. BCC is good. Some air brakes into the mix. Got a red light coming up. Hey Jordan, I am doing it. This is mostly a test stream, to be fair, with the audio popping issues and so forth. I thought I'd put a bit of time into trying fixing it, and I guess we'll see if that's come to fruit or not. Don't forget to hit the like and do the YouTube things, folks. There's just something really cheesy about saying that. I don't know what it is, but there's just something really cheesy about saying that. But apparently it works. You hit the likes and it works with their algorithm to make other people see it. I'm streaming on YouTube because when I stream on Twitch, people will sub, and I don't feel like I'm streaming enough to justify that. So I'm not quite prepared to stop being a partner on Twitch just yet, but this felt like a good way of just doing a test, really. MattPlaysTV Alex, I am not streaming really much at all. I'm just doing a test stream today, and I thought, and I kind of feel bad whenever I stream on Twitch. You know, a bunch of people will jump on and top up their subscriptions, and I don't feel like I stream enough to justify that. So, doing it on YouTube just to see how things go and test the change out. ICT. Got ready up to 80 kilometers an hour. Hey there, Ian Pointer. PCB mode M is capped at 120, 125, something like that. PCB mode U is 100. Not sure why you're seeing 100 kmh. You mean when you exceed 100 it puts the brakes on? Oh yeah, it does apply speed limits based on wagons these days. So yeah, it could be that, Bradley. Check down your cars and see what you've got. I believe there's a plate on here that tells you what their speed limits are. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm limited to 100 kmh at the moment as well. Yeah, probably you've got at least one wagon on there with a 100 kmh limit on it then, which will cap the whole consist. So test passed, functionality working. Might be written on the bogey. It's probably encoded. This is brake rating things. This is obviously the dimensions. Not sure. Not sure. It may not even be written on there. Hey Entis, how you doing? For all of you just joining, I'm doing a test stream. I'll probably run a couple of things. I don't want to get in the way of any of the ambassador things going on this evening, so I will stop before that happens. But I'm doing a test stream to see whether or not I've cured the audio popping problems that have been plaguing the streams I've done in the past. I've made some changes. I think I'm kind of in the same place as or set up, because I'm streaming to Discord as well, the same way I would normally for a Dovetail stream. So hopefully, and in my testing it was doing it before and it now isn't, so I'm hoping that either I've masked the problem so I don't hear it anymore, which would be perfect, or the problem has actually gone away, which would be even better. The wagon name ends with an S, it's 100 km. If it ends in an SS, it's 120. Thank you, player one. Perfect. There you go, folks. So Habbins, there's your 100 km per hour limit. SGMRSS, there'd be 120 km per hour limit then. What else have we got on this? These are Habbins. Just Habbins by the looks of it. Habbins by the million. Would Restream have an impact on the sound? Not really. And I could reproduce it just locally without any kind of without even a stream running. I could make it do it. I heard about PlayStation being down. I saw something up on the first Barclays down, now PlayStation down. Do you think something's funny is going on? No, it's worth. I did consider whether a Restream was it, which is why I tried to reproduce it without Restream being in the mix. Yeah, I don't know what PSN being down is causing a problem with specifically. I mean, I guess you can't buy new content if PSN is down, or does that even not affect the store? I haven't booted my PlayStation up in a while. I'm still trying to get TSW5 when it's DLC installed on there. But yeah, please shout if you hear any audio anomalies. Store and online play. Oh, you should be fine then, Hentus, shouldn't it? I guess it depends how much of PSN you need to stream if you're not using a capture. I don't know what your streaming setup is, Hentus. Did everyone see the news that Wreckfest 2 has got a date now for early access? I think it is in March. Yes. Eastkiller, so what's this live stream about? Me playing trains for a bit, but mostly I'm testing the setup. I've made some changes. There's been a bunch of audio popping problems on the normal live stream, so I've just changed things around this morning, and I thought probably should just actually fire it up and see whether or not it's fixed the problem or not. So here I am. Tell me if I've fixed it or not. Streaming is fine. Oh, you should be right then, Hentus. What time are you streaming? Not aware of any DTL issues, Liam. It's PlayStation Network that's got the outage at the moment, I understand. $19.30, going to run a bit of horseshoe curve first. Nice. I was pleased to see on the roadmap that Skyhook are going to be going and adding some updated features like track shadows to their older routes. That's a good thing to see. How is streaming directly from the PlayStation then? I've not tried it. You use your phone for chat and things like that? Chat appears on screen. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Can it do a webcam as well? We're on the long, straight, boring bit, I think now. Yep. Then it gets interesting. Believe it can. Oh, that's neat. That's quite well done then. Oh, you've got to use their webcam, have you? So that was the game, I think. It's not popping though, at least I'm not hearing any popping. Which is good. Well, I pressed the Q key, but I didn't press it enough. I've got one of these cheap keyboards where you have to press the key all the way down for it to register. Cheap keyboard. Like I much prefer it. I've got this one. I've got a Cooler Master Keys, which is a clicky one, which feels nice, but I don't know. I just get on with the £10 keyboard better. Oh no, it was Euro. Okay, fair enough. I need to watch out for that. Make sure that's the game. Certainly a lot better. At least I'm hearing it. Seems like a lot better. Are you hearing that couple of cutouts earlier? A minute ago. Morgan, let's call it a one-off thing for the time being. I'd love to do more, but my goal at the moment is to prove I've got rid of the popping. There were a couple of brief dips there a minute ago, Daytona. That was one, but that was a fraction of a second. Hey, welcome, Flying Salesman. Yeah, it's not popping and so forth. But if there is something happening, it's far less often. It's more likely to be the game at this point. Oh no, I didn't run the route before, and this could be shader compilation. Just shader compilation madness, to be fair. That's a good shout. Last time I ran this game, this route, was when I streamed it on the Dovetail stream. Yeah, Frankfurt is just immensely busy. Immensely busy. There's so much going on with it. But that was always going to be the case. It is both its strength and its weakness, unfortunately. A bit longer to go. I like the windy part of the route, the sort of the western half. Yeah, Semmering Rossi kind of feel to it. Just a bit rural Germany or rural European. So wait until you see Colin with the timetable update, Liam. Or do I detect a curve? Not just a curve, but a bridge. Steady on, all the scenery in one place. That drop there. I don't know what that was. What I'm going to do actually is just be really silly, put the other headphones on at the same time, because then I can tell if it's in the source or not. Hang on. But I can hear the delay now as well, because what's in this ear is real time with the machine. I look like a twit. More so than usual, yes, I know. Hey Tom Fresco, how are you doing? Hey Tom, nice, welcome. I'm doing great, thank you, Tom Fresco. Testing out the streaming setup. I got one headset connected to the gaming PC directly, and the other one is what's on the streaming PC. So I'm trying to hear if the audio dips are from the streaming PC or from the source. From the source, I kind of don't need to worry. The game is the game. But if it's only on the streaming PC, then that's a problem. Well, it's much better, Tom, because we're not getting lots of popping that we were getting previously, but we're getting the odd dip in the stream. Dean, yeah, Cardiff is already a lot of fun to play. I'm looking forward to it. I'd love to be streaming that this afternoon, but I can't do that. So as I mentioned on the roadmap, Daniel, memory is one of the big things going on at the moment. Investigations into that. We're making small steps forward with it, but there's multiple people looking into it from various angles at the moment. So, and as a system-wide thing, not just on Frankfurt. Although Frankfurt is obviously one of the main examples. Do you mean where their textures go blurry, raw? Yeah, it's the same thing actually. The textures go blurry because it's running out of video memory. So it's basically trying to make the textures smaller versions of themselves, hence they're stretched then out to fill the train. And you end up with the blurry textures because it's trying to fit stuff in. So it is part and parcel of the same sort of thing. So yeah, that is another thing that's being looked at as part of the same thing, just main memory and video memory exhaustion. Dean, will there be any depots? I think, is it Ninian's depot, the one to the west of Cardiff? I think that's the only one. No, Series X is affected as well, Liam. Obviously to much lesser extent than, for example, Series S, but if I play my Series X on Southeastern High Speed, I drive from St Pancras. By the time I get to sort of Ebbsfleet way, the textures are starting to dial back. Canton, that's it. "23 kilometers to Kaiserslautern." Ah, come on. Let's have a dip so that I can not have to wear two headsets anymore. This is really awkward. I don't know if it fits. Let it coast down to the 90. That was only on the streaming PC. So that's only on the streaming PC. So there is still something to look at there. Fine, I will just look at this and play with these ones now. But yeah, that was only on the streaming PC, that drop. Oh yeah, it's a big improvement. It's a big improvement, but there's more to do. It may be this whole thing with. I need to. One of the things I forgot to check was whether everything was set to 48 kilohertz, because you get oddities if one is set to 40 and one to 48. If that's mismatched, you can get things like things getting out of sync and. The frame drops and stutters raw are because of probably a bit of shader compilation, because I haven't run this route in a while, and general game things. I'm not looking at that. What I'm looking at is general audio quality and making sure that that is representative of what's on the street on the gaming PC. And it's 99.9% there, but there's these extra the little cuts that you hear every now and again where it goes silent for half a second. That is not on the gaming PC. That's so. I only heard it disappear on this here, and this here was fine. So let's get it back up to 100%. I have no idea about City Tram Simulator actually, Liam. I've barely touched it. I have got it. I got it installed the other day, but I've not actually had a chance to play it. Well, it could be the Chill Blast PC. That's quite an old PC. I don't really have the luxury of replacing it at the moment, but it is a decent PC. It's far better than what I used to stream with all the time. I mean, the Chill Blast is what I used to game with, let alone stream with. Well, exactly, Daytona. That's why I thought I should put some time into fixing it, so that the quality of the stream is at least a fair representation in line with the game. Go to sound settings on this machine. Barracuda is set for 16-bit 48 kilohertz. Let's turn off audio enhancements. Spatial help is off. Cool, right. That should be the only one I need to worry about from that perspective. Actually, no, wrong button. Let's go and have a look at recording devices. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that. Might be me messing about at the moment, to be fair. So the Elgato is set to 48 kilohertz. Okay. Well, that's it. And hence, the majority of the audio issues are not on the game. I'm looking at the streaming PC to work out what's wrong with it. Now, I think I fixed the majority of it, but there's still some issues that are not quite there. General sample rate is 48 kilohertz. Don't know then. I'll look up some more things, maybe new drivers to check out. They might be a bit on the old side, to be fair. Hey Sam Smith, I am doing very well, thank you. Sam, I don't think uses a dual streaming setup, Liam. Part of me is just regretting buying another bit of Elgato kit. Oh yeah, Marble Loan's looking very, very good, Tommy. Very, very good indeed. Johannes is just doing a blisteringly good job of that. He might. I will drop him a message. It's a good shout. Raf, what time is Lucas's Mitten World stream on Trains and Play? He's killer. To be fair, this machine has crashed once in its history, the streaming PC, so I'm not worried. I'm not too worried about that. I think the audio is just a setup issue. I don't stream enough. That's the problem. So. I need to get back to streaming more, so that way I can iron out all of the issues. That's a good reason to do more streaming, isn't it? It's for work. Not for fun, it's for work. You got the Trainbow Raw. Nice job. I mean, I can get someone on our Discord to try that, Liam. Sam is probably busy. I mean, I'm literally on our internal Discord streaming to the Discord at the same time, so... Graph, you do an amazing job on the manuals. Really, really good. Writing manuals is an underrated, misunderstood skill. A poorly understood skill. It's really hard being a tech author. I used to write manuals for the game, and it takes up a lot of time. Oop, 10 kilometres. Nearly there. You can't do everything perfectly, Raf. Oh, well, that's it. Don't bother then. Especially if you put the effort, if the trains have got the extra features and they got the sort of the you know, things that are very different to what you'd expect, then a kind of a manual sort of talking about it and explaining it and helping people understand it actually helps people really appreciate more what effort has gone into the route as well. So the kind of like it all plays in together. It's well worth doing. I like this with the moss or the grass growing in this section here. It'd be quite dull if it was all sort of grey concrete. Well, just with the some of the oddities of the RBB 1020, Raphael makes it to where I think it was actually crucial to do a manual for knit as well. Hey mateys, how's it going? Yeah, I like Mannheim, really like it. It's an interesting drive, it's got an interesting range of services on it. I'm doing good, Amaze Taste. I'm working on the stream today, and as well as I've got some work to do, and then tomorrow I'm going to carry on working with my electronics stuff. See if I can't get that to a bit of a further milestone. We haven't done the model train streams in quite a while, Ian. It's all been a little bit disorganised from my perspective, but I want to try and get back into it. Dad has been doing some pretty cool modifications to the layout. I've actually got here, if it all doesn't all fall apart, I've got one of the turntables from the layout here, so that I can redo its motor, because Dad has two turntables on the layout now. So that one there's got a pretty rubbishy old original Hornby motor in it, so I'm going to change that out. I've got a precision stepper motor to go in there, and I put some new electronics, and then 3D print. I've got my 3D print here, I don't know if you can see it, this thing. I'll 3D print a new surround and fitting for it. So that's one of the projects on the go. I've also got the HST that I'm going to put cameras in. I've got the cameras, got the electronics. Now I've got the 3D printer, I can make the mounts for everything. So I'll get that done at some point. Any new stock? So Dad's got some Superliner coaches, Amtrak Superliner coaches, and I've got my Amtrak ACS 64, the Trainsim World one. So we got those. Not a lot else, I don't think. Model railway stuff is really sensationally expensive these days, so less inclined to spend money on it, to be honest. Charity stream would be, yeah, February 22nd, isn't it, that weekend? I'm actually in Paris on the 20th, so I can probably give you some assurances that I'm going to be disorganised as all heck. Our head office is in Paris for pull up, so I'm going to go and I've got a meeting in the head office. Yes, Eurostar. Been my first ride on a Eurostar for an actual service outside of the escape run, where we did the evacuation testing long time ago. Yeah, my first proper ride on a Eurostar, so I'm looking forward to it. Only got 1.3 kilometres to go, so presumably stopping in that platform.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
Was that in 2007 for HS1? Yeah, it was before St Pancras opened, so it was effectively we took the Eurostar from St Pancras to, is it Western Hangar or something, on that stretch of track before that stretch of track opened up. Well, it was a fun test, and then they gave us lunch, so yeah, you know. No complaints at all. It's very good. He's just putting his brakes on right now. This train is so long that with the API, we'll be able to use your MU throttle levers to control the trains. You have to, if you write the software to do that, then yes, absolutely. The API basically gives you full access to everything going on in Simigraph, so you can make all your own dials, set your own levers up, put your own lights, buttons, switches. If you want to have pneumatics on your chair that bounce up and down with the suspension, you could do that too, I guess. All sorts of crazy things. Yeah, this is the Feldsicher Ludwigsbahn roadblocks, yeah. Just coming into Kaiserslautern. Daisy's building multiple cabs at this point. It's quite impressive. But yes, 323 was one of them. It's just a simple HTTP JSON thing, Jawha. To be honest, it should be straightforward to hook into. I had no trouble with it, and just doing some basics. I've got like a MIDI thing with loads of sliders and dials and buttons, and I wired it up so that I could drive a train completely using a MIDI board. It's dead easy. Took me a couple of hours. Boom. Well, that wasn't too terrible. I got platinum, so that underscores the not terribleness of it. Yeah, the service ends there, trains, RAF, so. Right, I'll just do a UK one and then we'll quit. When Trains in Play starts, run away and go and watch Trains in Play, folks. Right, okay, let's do... I was going to do a bit of West Coast Mainline, actually. Right, it's WCML, isn't it? That's what I want. I want a bit of stop-start goodiness. Now, shall we do the 710 or the 350? I think I might do the 350. What we got here? Let's do... I want a 2 service that stops everywhere under the sun. London, Euston to Milton Keynes. That'll do. July, go for it. Driver. Raf, I'll let you pass that on to Lucas. Tight. Safety systems answered, and open the doors. Yeah, stopping everywhere under the sun. Lights, what have we got for lights? They're down here, aren't they? Cab equipment, headlights, daylights, tail lights off. Hey, that's better. Don't forget the GSMR. Oh, yeah. How are you doing? Doors are open. Yes. Carriage lighting. Got carriage lighting. Good. I know. Shut up. Hey, Stephen. Welcome. Oh, whereabouts we usually be looking on the West Coast Main Line, Ruff? And away we go. Got suspension on this now. I don't think I've driven this when suspension was added. Oh yeah. There we go. Drop the volume there again, so it's not a route specific thing. Harrow and Wheelstone next. Hiya Jill, how are you doing? Is Chris behaving himself? I mean, I know he isn't, but I thought I'd ask anyway. Train spot, you're a driver on the Pendolino, are you? Well done. Past the depot on the left. We're already under 40. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, I think my next Dovetail stream is the F59 PHR preview stream, isn't it? From what I recall. I should probably know these things, but... Let's get some speed on. So I got Hentis, I got Alex to add all the upcoming streams so that they now appear in my calendar, which has made my life so much easier. Because previously I'd be looking at the calendar and I can't remember whether or not I am not working this evening, or whether I need to prep for a stream, or... But yeah, he put them in my calendar now, and now I know. 7.3 miles for Harrow and Wealdstone. We need Gemma on here, so I love to do Gemma. I mean, for the majority audience, Stephen, it would be modern with flirts. Personally, for me, it would be 86s, DBSOs, and 47s, but I'm in the minority. Well, simply put, Raf, it's just people like the trains that they are familiar with, and there are more people who are looking at trains that are out right now than there are people who are playing the game that used to drive, that used to go and train spot the trains back in BR Blue days. I mean, that's why I prefer the BR Blue trains, because that's that's kind of when I did a lot of train spotting. But these days, everyone wants. In fact, it's pretty. Like I said, it's not just a these days thing. I should stop saying that. It is a persistent truth that people like to drive the trains they're familiar with. Those dropouts don't happen very often, though, do they? So that's not bad. It's not bad. I'll see what I can do about those dropouts, but. This is not popping and clacking like crazy like it was before. I mean, when it comes to train sim, raw DC, I'll just drive anything and everything. I don't really care particularly. But if it was a what would you like, A or B, then I would probably veer towards something older. I like that Lucas, for example, and Train Sim Germany are focusing on older stock, so we get things like the 1020 and the older versions of things like the BR111. I think that's a cool thing. Yeah, I saw the photos of the 465 in Network Southeast. It looks awesome. What happened? Why did the brake just come on? Got a brake demand light somewhere? Doesn't look like it. They got TPWS'd. How? 90 mile an hour. I was doing 90 mile an hour. Was I? Wasn't exceeding the speed, was it? No, you won't be able to move again. Well, it does take 60 seconds for a brake demand to clear. Gotta wait for the brake to come off. There it goes. I need to find out what happened there. But yeah, the instinct is TPWS, but I'm not sure how. Unless there's a rogue TPWS magnet that's always set on. But it might depend on how it broke, Raw. I mean, I think that reinforces that it almost certainly was a TPWS brake demand. Although there was no light. You're supposed to get a light here if you're on a TPWS brake demand, which I didn't see. 3 miles to Harrow and Wealdstone. Hey Clawsword, how are you? Good to see you again. Well, if you do, Raw, see if you can work out what the cause of the break was. Get me a repro and DM me so that I can go and have a look. 2 miles, speed limit going up to 100. Lioness line 4 followed by a Pendolino. Good afternoon, Chris. I haven't heard from you for a while, have I, Chris? It was when Jill popped up earlier on. I was like, I don't remember when you last messaged me. Ping me a message, let me know who you are. You still doing your Evercade, Chris? I did a thing at Christmas. I got a super advanced games console, so that's great fun. Brings back memories. So we fixed the majority issue, LaserJet overshoots on the audio popping. We're kind of back to what it was before now, which is still needs looking at, but I think that's more of a fundamental issue with the way the X audio works. What's a Kinhank K36 then? Has it been opened? Yeah. Had it out and had to play with it. Open doors. I love this though, they've done such a good job with it. At some point we could have a stream, we could do some Southern Belle or something. I've got to figure out how to get custom tape files onto it first. There you go, look. Does that bring back memories for you? Wow, rubber keys. Oh my word. So good. I know, I'm late. I'm busy messing. Bushy. Oh, we've got Bakerloo line 72 stock over in the turnback siding. Well, you see, one of the nice things about this thing is it actually emulates the 128 and the +2 as well. It's it's a clever bit of kit actually. The way that they've done it. Are you currently in the back rooms? I'm in the garage as usual. Yeah, same place I normally am. I mean, there wasn't really an output resolution so much, Stephen, because it was CRT. But your pixel density was pretty damn low. Worse than that, the way that the color bar or the color memory and mapping so far worked is you have a different resolution of colors than you do for pixels. So in a modern system, every pixel can be a different color. On the Spectrum, you have an 8x8 block of pixels which can have a foreground color and a background color. So you can effectively, if you imagine every pixel is on or off, you can say what the on color is and what the off color is, and that's it for an 8x8 block of pixels, which is where you used to get this phenomenon called attribute clash. It was this is HDMI. This is a modern thing, so it's HDMI, but you'd need to use some sort of for a classic one. You'd need to have a something that takes a composite and map and encodes it in via a capture card or something. But no, this thing's HDMI, so it's not a Raspberry Pi inside it, but think of it as a Raspberry Pi that's running the emulator. It's not actually a Z80 processor running. You know, it's an emulator, not a recreation. Yeah, I used to play Hobbit a lot. I can't remember playing Neverending Story, but man, I remember playing Hobbit a lot. There are no plans at the moment for DLSS or FSR, no, Amazed Taste. Valhalla, oh no, I'm thinking of Turnernog. Turnernog was really unusual for Spectrum because the characters were enormous. They were like filled the screen instead of being this little tiny Manic Miner type thing. I do remember playing Valhalla, but I can't remember the game. But there's Saboteur on here. I remember playing that one a lot. I don't remember if Turbo Esprit is on here. Turbo Esprit I used to love playing. I think it is. There's some Horus games. What I really liked and I hadn't appreciated was that it comes with Horus Goes Skiing, and if you play Horus Goes Skiing for about half an hour, it unlocks Horus and the Spiders, I think it is. So that's cool. No, Saboteur is a really old game by a company called Durrell. I can't remember the details of it. Long time ago, Liam, but I don't think it's the same as the card game. Hey there, Trains & Co. It wasn't really super cool, Stephen. It was more of a pain in the neck, to be honest. Yeah, Splinter Cell's probably the clear. That's a good shout, Chris, actually. Hey, Jason. How you doing? We're just planning a Sinclair Spectrum stream. Feels like the right thing to do. Watford Junction. Are the Dizzy games on here as well? Oh, hello. Pressing the button. Are Dizzy games on here as well? What we got here? Manic Miner, Hobbit, Saboteur, Great Escape, Target, Renegade, who's still playing that. Head Over Heels, probably one of the greatest games of all time. Elite was BBC first, Hentis, but it was on Spectrum. So you'll be able to get a TSP file somewhere, I guess. Or is it TAP file? Something like that. For the influencers, that when they sent this thing out for a review, they included a USB drive and they shaped it like a micro drive, like the old hard drive, like a mini version of the micro drive, a micro drive. You look on eBay, you can find them and they're ridiculously expensive because you can't really buy them as such. TAP files are essentially audio recordings, I think, Liam. They're tape, they're literally tape recordings, I think. The Hentis Sinclair Spectrum had Elite, but it was BBC first. And then it came to the Sinclair Spectrum later on. I remember it used to play a lot of it. See you later, Tom. What do I do basically off stream? So I'm an executive producer, so basically I look after the production team and coordinate the games that are being made and the content that's being made and all that stuff. I also tend to do game direction stuff as well, leading the design team. But there's a dedicated producer now that works for me who looks after Train Sim World and everything related to that. There's a dedicated, and you've obviously got Lucas doing a lot of work in that area as well. So lots of stuff going on all over the place. I mean, I can't talk about what might or might not happen in the future Pacific Productions. I am fascinated by the Switch 2. So we shall see. Well, there's no one in the office to make T4 anymore, really, Flying Scotsman, so that aspect of the job has kind of become less of a thing. Oh, you got your 5600X in the end. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what in fact, I got a 5600X for Ollie upstairs, and he's over the moon with it. The vast majority, Steve. I mean, I work in the office predominantly, and just recently I've been doing a bit more from home than normal, just because I've had some stuff I just need to head down and get on with. But there's about 10, 15 that go regularly into the office, probably more than 10 actually. And then there's regular people that come in, like for example on a Tuesday, there's probably about 30 or so that come in on a Tuesday. But yeah, like Adam, like Danny says, because he works in the office, there are some people that just don't like working from home. I have a hit and miss relationship when it comes to working from home. Sometimes it's the right thing, but Jason, so I'm doing a test stream, and my concern was I would do a stream on Twitch, and then some people would renew their subs, and I don't know when I'm going to do my next stream again. So it's kind of like I always feel really bad when people resub to the channel, and it's just like I feel like I'm ripping you off. So I thought I'll just do this on YouTube, and because I actually want to see what streaming on YouTube is like in comparison. You know, Twitch do some things which aren't great, yeah. So that's why I'm on Twitch on YouTube today. Mike the T-Boy, he left and then he came back and he was looking after Train Sim Classic, but I think he's gone again now, I think. Touring Europe, I think. He's basically sold up and him and his family have been touring Europe. It's one of those things that if you've got the brass tacks to do it, it's awesome. Well, this is one of the things I'm liking as well, because I'm doing like a 12,000 bitrate stream, and Twitch I'd be stuck on 7,000 even as a partner. So I can do a 1080p, 60 FPS, and it's got all of the bits it needs to be able to run nice and smoothly. So no, I'm a Twitch. YouTube's come a long way since I last tried it. It was really very much a bolt-on to stored videos on demand systems, whereas this feels much better than I remember. Transcoding is, I don't know what the Twitch status is with transcoding at the moment, but essentially I think it's still, if you're a partner, you get transcoding. If you're not a partner, you don't know if you'll get transcoding. Train Sim Play are going to do a stream with Lucas live doing the Mittenwaldbahn in German. So if you're a German speaker and you want to see Mittenwaldbahn again, go and have a look at Train Sim Play's stream if anybody has the ability. Stephen, you've got mod. You can probably post the link, can't you? The rules on streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time are really weird. It's not quite as straightforward as that, Flying Scotsman. I have no idea where Train Sim Play's channel is. Raf will know. Raf or Tom Fresco's actually gone, but Raf will know. There you go. He sent you a DM. Apsley 809. Don't forget, folks, there's also a range of ambassador bits of content, and there's the screenshot hunt, I think, starting at 7 o'clock. So on the official channel. So don't forget to go and check that out. Railroader, I played a lot of Railroader, Pacific Productions, and Railroads Online. They're both excellent. There you go. Stephen Jams just posted a link to Train Sim Play's Mittenwald stream. That's in German language. And that's starting any minute now. Where are we going for? Apsley 809. This makes me want to stream more. I have to say, I'm really missing this. I'm enjoying this a lot and I want to do it again. Just have to get off our backside and do it. It's Harry and Alex doing the screenshot hunt, but I think it's Harry actually going and looking for the screenshots. Alex has taken them in the first place. So I had a look and the option was greyed out, Stephen. Under stream settings, or is that something I've got to do before I press the start button, perhaps? Something except for it. Okay, fair enough. I can look at that another time. All this nonsense about being on time and having to wait. I prefer being late, that way I can just go for it. The adjustable FOV GTA Sandman is something that I want to do at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen though. Right, let's go. You've been playing Bus Sim. Have you had a look at CTS, Chris? What do you think of it? I've not looked myself. I looked in the earlier dev bits, but I've not looked at it since they released. Really ought to do that. Yeah, I've got a closed captioning system switched on, but again, I think I realised too late that I needed to turn it on, and now it's greyed out. So I have got a it's literally closed captioning in OBS on at the moment, but yeah, it can't send it. Hey, Bowman, how's it going? Hemel Hempstead, just round corner. Yeah, I've got it's a plugin that does closed captioning, and it's just sitting there, and you can make it do the closed captions to a text box. I'll show you that in a minute, or it can just send it as part of a stream so that it goes into this. Like if I stream on Twitch, it does it. It enables closed captions on the stream. But again, first time I've used YouTube for this, so I missed a setting, obviously. It's really good. I mean, it's as good as you'd expect for something doing live on the fly closed captioning, but it's more than good enough to get the gist of what's being said. Yeah, I switched back to OBS a while ago from XSplit. I was just having some annoyances with XSplit, so I just decided I ain't got time for this. Have another look at OBS, and wow, it's so good! You know, the pendulum shifts back and forth. Give it another couple of years, and I'll be, OBS is rubbish, go back to XSplit. So yeah, if I add a text box, and then set up the open captions, text GDI. Right, that should be doing it. Why is it not doing it? Let's unlock the preview. That's why. Wow. What is it done? What has it done? Yes, yes, yes. Close the doors. Oh, hello. Typing text on the wrong screen. I do that, that's better. Put that down there. Now, why is that not updating? Hang on. Testing 1, 2, no? Oh, I don't know why that's not working. Oh, it's not working. I'll close that out. Never mind. Right, let's get going. It was working. Yeah, PlayStation Network is down, isn't it? Are you going to stream more on YouTube or on this channel or TSW? So I'm probably I might continue on doing more with this channel on YouTube. It's where all my videos are, and it's where 19,000 followers are. So I might do more on this channel, but we'll see. We'll see what feedback people give me, what they like and what they don't like, and then I'll make a decision at some point. But the other benefit is, like I said, because I'm not streaming very often at the moment, I feel terrible when I stream and people resub on Twitch. I feel like I'm wasting their money. You can have VODs on Twitch as well, Liam. Berkhamsted. I'm bemused why that isn't working. Hang on, let's look out the window. 2.5 miles. maybe I'm missing a step. It's been a while since I set that up. You can have, I think, membership type things, Stephen Jam. You mean you subscribe to the channel the same as you can normally, which is like following essentially. Danny, you can have closed captions on live streams, yeah. Like I said, my my OBS is capturing it and giving me the text. It's got a little thing coming up on the bottom of the window, sort of reading back everything I'm saying. But because I didn't enable the channel on YouTube to have closed captions, it's not sending them. LVCast, what language options would you like to see? There's no plans at this point. It's not bad actually, Danny. The speech to text is not bad. I mean, it's even capitalised your name here, saying it's picked up that it's a name, although it's spelling capitalised with a Z. So you know what, nothing's perfect. Yes, Western English, Danny. Western English. Freedom English. Okay, I'll give you some props for that. That's interesting. The reason it's not working is because it's trying to send it to a different thing. Why is it only sending it to that one? Okay, the door's shut, yeah. You want to stop as close to 0 as possible for full marks, Liam, in the distance, which is essentially the first axle of the 0 essentially is the first axle at the centre of the balloon. Right. Chris, how is Dad and the layout doing? They're doing really well, actually. Mum and Dad are both doing great, and the layout Dad has been getting creative on. So there's new tracks even going down. There's a new bridge over by Kimberley Station. So hoping at some point soon we'll get the electronics in for that, so that it's all controllable fully again. At the moment, there's a lot of manual operation needed, but it's added a lot of operational variety to what you can do. Camera and station got reworked, so that all of the canopy and everything got ripped out. That's all being reworked. So at the moment, that's a little bit bare on the scenery side, but it's we can get the electronics. It's all working. We've had trains running around it, but we want to get the electronics in and working, and then Dad can start rebuilding the scenery in the area. Forgot I was stopping you. Phil did a really good job on the Train Sim Classic version of OMR, didn't he? Really, really good job. Considering at the point that he'd done that, he hadn't actually been and seen the railway. Did it entirely from the track plans and watching the streams and so forth. He has actually been and visited Dad now and seen the railway. But no, before the time he built the route, he hadn't yet. Portuguese, Turkish and Japanese. Okay. I mean, it's all based on whether we're going to look at doing new languages based on where we see people playing the game and where we see, you know, demand from players coming from. Because it's quite expensive, to be honest, to add extra languages and then to do them for every bit of content going forward. Hey, TWR Phil, welcome. See you later, Liam. Cheddington. Depends what you mean by awful, Paul Walker. Train was not wanting to stop. Well, I just came into a station and realised way too late at 90 miles an hour I needed to stop, and I stopped. So 350 has got ridiculously good brakes, and they now do in the 350 in the game. And I think it was one of the last updates. They got quite a big boost in their performance because they've got some stats about stopping distances and so forth, and they're insane. Absolutely insane how fast these things can stop. It's an RTX 5080, an i9 14900KF with 64 gig of RAM. Good for tis. I should bloomin' well hope so, New York Texas Railroad. I'm running it on the i7 14900. I've got 64 gig of, or 32 gig of RAM, and I've got a 4080. And I've got GPU and CPU to spare if I frame limit, because I'm frame limited to 60 FPS just because the monitor is only 60 and I'm only streaming at 60. So I've set the frame limit to 60, and the CPU and GPU have got room to spare. I think, and depending on what I'm doing, this thing can do 1 to 200 FPS if I unlock it. Mr. Powell, how are you doing, sir? There you go, 71% brake. We're stopping pretty rapidly. See you later, Trains and Co. Thanks for stopping in. Hey Cameron, how are you doing? Hopefully Pacific Productions. Again, experiment. Let's see what happens. But I believe that's whenever I've streamed past in the past just on YouTube, I'm pretty sure that's been how it worked. You're at work on a match day, so yeah, oops. Welcome to Cheddington. Oh, hello. It's cool, isn't it, Stephen? I was like, well, I'll stream on YouTube and probably no one will turn up, but hopefully someone will turn up to at least tell me whether or not the audio's fixed. And actually, we've had pretty much 70 concurrent viewers most of the time. That's amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming along. It encourages me to get my backside in gear and do it more regularly. Leighton Buzzard. Cheddington, is that where cheddar cheese comes from? No, that's Cheddar Gorge. Well, it sounds like you had a successful stream with your little one, Danny. Hey, Tom Dixon Kennedy, how are you doing? I want to do more streams. You know, when I'm doing this one because I want to test the setup. Now I've made some changes, see if I've kind of improved the popping audio, which seems to be the case. Not perfect yet, but 90% better. And I'm kind of coming to the end of the stream now with itchy fingers, going, I want to do more. I forget how much I really enjoy doing this. Yeah, it certainly seems like the changes I've made, which give me a bit less control, but they seem to have simplified things, I think, which has helped. It's where it can take, you know, it's got a little bit more, less chance of it going wrong like it was. But I need to do some investigation, see if I can't work out what the last loop, the last bit of every now and again you'll get a half-second cut of the audio, and I had both sets of headphones on earlier, so I could see if it was just the game cutting out, but it's not. The game was fine. Folks, don't forget, Train Sim Play is on at the moment, doing a German language Mittenwald preview, and then we've got later on this evening on the official channels, Alex and Harry are doing Screenshot Hunt, followed by a bunch of ambassadors doing some great stuff as well. So there's lots of stuff happening. That's starting from 7, I think. Still have bit focus set up for Steam control. What do you mean, Stephen? Sorry, I don't recognise the name. I mean, it could be OBS, Tom. It could be OBS. It's possible. I'm more inclined to blame the Elgato. Oh, no, I don't think I use Big Focus. I do have the Stream Deck. I really need to. I've got the Stream Deck, so I need to use that. It's not plugged in at the moment. Whoops. Stop. I blame you for distracting me. Oh, check it out. That's not going to be a bad stop. Well, okay, it's not going to be a great stop, but it's not going to be a bad stop. Hey, Peter. Welcome. No, you didn't, Stephen. No, you didn't. You caused the Natalie. The brakes on the 350 are very good now. And Natalie is when you stop, yeah, and you don't stop in the right place, but you do stop technically with something left on the platform. Well, is it a possibility the line will get extension to move further? Nothing planned at the moment, Paul. Extensions are really difficult in TSW because they have to kind of be sold as a new thing. So if we were to do, for example, Milton Keynes Rugby, then either it would be a completely separate route, or we'd have to do London Euston to Rugby, and then everyone would be grumpy about having to pay for it again. So it's difficult. We'd only normally do that kind of thing with routes that are quite a lot older, like Long Island, for example. Evening Star is on World of Spectrum. Ooh, nice, Chris. Southern Belle is the one I like, though, because it's passenger stuff, but I will go and grab that at some point. Here you go, there was a drop there. See you later, Tom. Oh, hello. Pendolino going past me? How very dare it. Cardiff City is a passenger route, yeah. I think there's AI freight. Don't hold me to it, but it's a passenger route. It's about looking at all of the little passenger branch lines and extensions and stuff in and around the area of Cardiff City, Cardiff Central. It's a really fascinating route. It's great fun. I can't talk about Thomas, I'm afraid, Captain Hector. You'll need to wait for official information on Thomas. Paul, how many people actually work on trains? I can't remember exactly now. Quite a few. Plus, we also have external companies that we work with that help us as well. Chris, that's basic, and I'm not insulting you. It's basic. Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code is what it stands for, which is the basic simple programming language. Machine code is they use this thing called Z80, which is it's a much simpler instruction set, but you need to work harder to make it do anything useful. Printing text on the screen, for example, is a journey. But yes, 10 print, 20 go to 10. There you go. That would be. My dad and I used to go into like Dixon's and Curry's back in the day and do 10 print, what is a Wally, 20 go to 10, and then just let that run and see if anyone could figure out how to press the brake button to stop it. Because we were both childish. Second party developer, Animal TVI. So first party is when Dovetail does something for themselves, by themselves, with their own people. That's a first party project, yeah? Second party is when Dovetail wants to make a route, so the widget line, that's not a reveal. They want to make the widget line, but what they do then is they go to, for example, TS Germany, or they go to Rivet Games or someone and say, can you make this, can you work on this bit of the product for us? They are then working as a second party developer on a first party project. And then third party is when Rivet or someone comes to you and says, oh, I would like to make this route, well, this is what I'm going to make, do you want to publish it? And then you say yes or no. It's kind of, the difference is a first party project, it's the first party's specification, requirements, reviews, and second party is doing the job. Third party, the scope, the reviews, everything is entirely down to the third party developer. But that's kind of your first, second, and third parties. Obviously, from Rivet's perspective, first party is what a Rivet project is doing, so it is a little bit confusing, but essentially, yeah. Think about it in the context of who owns the project, who's working on the project. I'm not aware of what missing layers there are anymore, Elmtree, actually. I thought they'd all gone out. East Killer, I don't really use... I don't really play Train Sim Classic at all. I haven't played Train Sim Classic in many years now. But just for the sake of not getting things on my machine that confuse things, I've not really used a lot of third-party stuff on there, unless it's on Steam. I think TS Classic is pretty much all third-party now. Yeah, Rivet is still very much in operation, GDA Sandman. The projects sometimes take a while to do and there's not much to talk about while you're doing it. I think I'm going to try and sneak a little bit of Long Island or something in, if I can find a half an hour thing or something like that. And have people banging on my door saying, it's dinner time. I'd want to practice before I do on the stream, Raf, that's for sure. I haven't tried at all yet. Just haven't had time. The problem with expert locos for me is that psychologically they're like, I need to practice, I need to set some time aside for that, and then I never get time, so I never even try. Oh, that would be really helpful, thank you, Stephen. So I'm looking for something circa 30, maximum 45 minutes. Don't really mind where from or to be honest. Captain Barbarossa, keep an eye on dovetailgames.com. We have a careers section, your best route in is via QA if there's any QA vacancies. If you haven't got a specific skill set, and then you can build up your experience that way. If you do have specific skill set, then look for jobs that are that fit your skill set. There is a speculative application where you can just sort of tell the company about yourself, and then they'll let you know if there's anything useful. No, we've stepped away from TSC content to let third parties focus on it, really. Milton Keynes Central. I remember Crash Magazine, Chris. In fact, there was an issue, a little mini issue of Crash Magazine comes with the Specky. No, I used to be more of a your Sinclair and Sinclair user person than Crash, but I got the occasional Crash and the occasional computer video games magazine. Atlantic Terminal to Far Rockaway, 33 minutes. Okay, sounds good. Oh yeah, and have a look at the careers website then, Hector. Just keep an eye on it for any vacancies going up. That's what I would recommend. And or like I said, fill in the speculative thing to outline your experience. And the team are really good at getting back to you. Hey, Monty Burns, how are you? Elm Tree, then the game is drawn at whatever you want it drawn at. So if I'm running in 1080, it'll run in 1080. But I'm running at 1080 with 200% screen resolution or screen percentage, which means it's drawing the game at 4K and then downscaling it to 1080. If you're on a Series S, for example, and you run it at 4K, I think it will run at 4K and then downscale it a bit for whatever the Series S resolution is. But on a PC, it will run at the resolution you set plus the screen percentage that you give it. If you're running at 4K, unless you've got like a super duper machine, I wouldn't run any. I'd leave it 100% screen percentage. Yeah, otherwise your frame rate will tank. And honestly, at 4K, you probably don't need to have the higher screen percentage. It should already look awesome. That sounds like a Radeon Elm Tree. I don't really know enough about Radeons to see how that matches up. And this is coming into Milton Keynes Central. Change here for another train, because this one's stopping. Yeah, I mean, the last time I streamed on YouTube was a very, very long time ago. But I thought I'd give it a try. I love the fact that it's streaming crystal clear at a really high bit rate. Hopefully the stream is coming through nice and clean as well. The extra bit rate should ring at 60 FPS. You can really take the advantage of it. Hey, Jan Mattis, how's it going? Well, we carried on and continued developing it, and it became Train Sim Mod 2, 3, 4, 5, Captain. They are the continuation of that game. That wasn't on YouTube, was it? Though, I know, not on my YouTube anyway. It's a long time since I even streamed at all on my channel of any sort, let alone, I mean, work-wise, yes, I do the charity stream, and I've got the next charity stream coming up in February. Well, in February, it is February, in a little while. Ooh, got another platinum medal. Right, let's do one more. 2812, wasn't it, Stephen? Right, 2812, Long Island. I can't remember exactly how that all pans out, New York, Texas Railroad. Reread the brief if you're puzzled. Maybe ask Alex in about 50 minutes when he's on the stream, and he'll be able to just confirm that for you. 9, 28, 12, there it is. Dynamic July, go. Trying to remember Hanover Station, Jan Mattis. I used to really enjoy the Hamburg-Hanover route in Train Sim Classic, if that's helpful at all. Okay. Now I need to put the headlights on. Dim will do. Where's the markers? There are. Where's the marker light switch? Doesn't look like it's on this side. Oh, it's up here, isn't it? No. Under the white light on the left. Marker light. Ah, you see what that needs to be much bigger text for me to be able to see it. Literally staring at it. Mega Simulator Game Away. Some of you still saying new. I don't know. Sounds like a bug in the store. Yeah. I've heard that comment from a bunch of people. I'll try and get someone to look at it. Frankfurt Folder's really good. Yeah, Mattis, I do really like it. It's a bit hard on the consoles, unfortunately, but I do like the route. Oh no, you can't turn the safety systems on and off on this, are you? Can you? The blurry texture issues, say GTA Sandman, is virtual video memory exhaustion. It means that the game's running out of memory. It's part of the investigations we're doing on memory and performance at the moment. Out of this half an hour run, I think 15 minutes it's probably going to be in this tunnel, isn't it, Stephen? You're right, red signal. Good spot. Waiting for that inbound train to get out of my way. How difficult of a process is to retrofit older locos wagons with the newer suspension model? I think it depends on the model. Some of them go easier than others. We're not planning to add it onto all the older routes, Tree, the track shadows. If we do patches and updates to a route, we might look at adding the track shadows, but it's not something we're generally doing across the board. Raw DC, you're asking the wrong person, I'm afraid. I don't do the work. I know shared bogies are a particular kind of a problem, so. I can't remember if the M3 adds services or whether it just slots in GTA Sandman, but essentially, yeah, it runs a range of the journeys you can use with the M3. A long time ago now. Can't remember what. Oh dear, sorry. No, it's back to Matt yawning on a stream for no apparent reason. I think it's just driving trains makes me go sleepy. There are a couple of you have asked about what happens to the Caltrain routes when future TSW updates come out. There are no future TSW updates until there are future TSW updates, so short answer is I don't know. We'll explain if there's something to explain. Have you acquired the model of the Bachmann TSW ACS 64? Funny you should ask that, actually. It arrived the other day. Get up there. No, don't get up there. Ah. Yeah, it just arrived the other day. $15 limit. How do you get the speed to show up in the top left? You go escape, you want to go options, you want to go settings, you want to go accessibility. Thanks, Lucas. And under HUD type, you want to go to minimal. Not paying attention. ATC still holding me down to 15. I'm being held back. Let me go faster. Oh, hello, 70-45, except the track speed is still 15. Just got to wait for the back end of the train to get into the right speed. God, 15 feels so much faster than, well, here we go, 45. That's better. Next station is Jamaica. 30 as well. How do you know that the train speed is different to the line speed? So you've got track speed and you've got signal speed, right? So this is the signal speed, that's straightforward. This is the track speed, but the track speed is always measured at the front of the train on this bit. But in reality, and in the way the game works as well, you're still not allowed. So if this was 30 and went up to 45, until the whole train is in the 45, you still can't accelerate. A HUD is telling you what the game's track speed is, right? So this will go up to 45, and then a bit later on that will go up to 45. That's when you can actually accelerate. In reality, they just kind of, the drivers, engineers have a rough idea of when that is going to be, and obviously they haven't got the system pointing fingers at them and wagging fingers if they get it wrong. So but yeah, that's essentially, broadly speaking, you want to be doing the lowest of these two speeds, and if you get an acceleration, there you go, look, that's gone 45. This will go 45 in a few seconds. Track speed's just gone up, sorry, the signal speed's just gone up to 70, and then this will pop up to 45 any second now. One, up you go. There you go. That's now the whole train is in the 45 section. We can now speed up to 45 because that's the lowest of these two. Does that help explain it? Make any more sense? Harlem Line is like S-Bahn. So if you were driving without the HUD, for example, like that, then you've got these two to look at. If you get an increase, just wait a bit, depending on how fast you're going, before you accelerate to meet the whatever the lowest of the speeds is. You get a signal speed indication, you can accelerate immediately, but a track speed indication, you need to wait for the whole train to be in the section. Well, you need to follow the lowest one, Anil. It's the lowest one you need to follow. So if track speed is 45 and signal says 30, then your speed limit is 30. Dive into the second tunnel. Going downhill a bit at the moment, just to keep an eye on it. Putting the brakes on isn't a bad thing, Animal TV. When you put the brakes on, if you just once the brakes are, because it'll naturally put the brakes on if you go over the speed limit. If you then put your brakes on and press the acknowledge button, then you can wait until the train has decelerated down to the right speed, and then you should be good to reaccelerate again. So the signal speed has dropped to 60, but we're still in a track speed of 45. We're not stopping at this station. Bit of power. Right, track speed has gone up to 60, which means we're waiting for the whole train to be in the 60, which it now is, so we can now speed up. 60 and 60, good for 60. Sorry, Pacific Productions. Getting a bit dry. I didn't bring any water with me, but we're not far to go, so I'll carry on going until we're finished, and then go down a bucket of water. Track speed's gone up to 70, but the signal speed is still 60. Can't go 60. If we go more than 60, then we'll get the brakes on. Hey, Tintin. There you go. 70 on the signal speed now. This will be the last run, Jan Mattis. Think of signal speed as like signal color, whether it's green, yellow, double yellow, red, that kind of thing. The two is like, this is essentially decoding a pulse signal on the track. So if it's a green signal, what they call a clear aspect up ahead, then you're going to get a pulse signal down the track like a DCC model railway, which is then interpreted as this. Then this is coming from something else on the track. This is what they call access, the Advanced Civil Speed Enforcement System, and that's something else. That's actually done over radio. So this can take into account temporary speed restrictions as well, which is why you got this no TSR data. So it's just two different things doing two different jobs, and your job is to be the lowest of the two, essentially. I don't speak German, no. This is the ghost station that was missed out on the original Long Island route. Is that Woodlawn or something like that? Don't know if I'm just making that up. I live just down the road from Dovetail's offices, Jan Mattis. Not sure, Stephen. Not sure. I think so. Don't know, sir. I couldn't tell you how, because I don't know. Tree Line, did TFW put on any special trains? No, unfortunately. We've been able to get reference resources for the Cardiff trains from other operators. I think we're gone to ScotRail for the 153, for example. Right, so you can see the track speed has just dropped to 45. So I just put the brakes on. Signal speed has dropped, re-acknowledge. Again, I'm now dropping down to 40. That's it. As soon as the overspeed indicators are off, you can release the brakes. Limit. 13, the signal is now 30. As we come into Jamaica, get dropped down to 15 in a minute. There we go. Overspeed indicator off, release the brakes. And yeah, you will always undershoot. That's how it is. Now, when you get used to the fact that you're expecting that 15 to appear, you decelerate down below it, and then you just have to acknowledge the drop. But that's route knowledge. That takes time to build. $15 limit now. Well, I think we had a 15 before, didn't we? Oh, I see. We've come out of access. There's no access inside Jamaica, so you can see the signal indicator has indicated loss of signal, and it's come off clear. So yeah, we're just coming in now. It would be great to do a BML remaster and add the 700, but I don't think anyone's machines would cope with it, to be honest, Tommy. Maybe high-end PCs would. That's the problem with that route, is that the timetable is still to date the biggest in the game, and adding the 700 it's not 3 or 4 services, it's about another 700 services, I think. So it add a lot to the timetable, and I think it would make it to where it no longer runs on console at all for a start. We got a green, good. Shut up, alert up. No, can't accelerate yet. Signal speed is still 15. Should get a new change control point at this signal. Code change point, sorry, code change point. Oh, it's gone up to 80. There you go, 30 limit. Track speed should kick in shortly. Hey Tarek, how's it going? I still haven't played All Mixed Up yet. No, Raw DC, I need to do that. By all accounts, rated quite highly for players. Track speed has appeared at 80. Signal speed is 80. Oh, it's gone down to 60 now. Make its mind up. Yeah, this is Long Island Roblox. Have DTG considered controllers as an avenue? Making controllers, getting all the CE certifications for them, in fact the global different certifications that are needed, FCC and the like, maybe not FTC, I don't know. But yeah, getting all the certifications, safety certifications for them, and handling all the distributing and manufacturing, that is a different company's problem. That is not a software company's thing. You're talking about essentially creating a second arm of a business to do that. We have looked at what the practicalities of that would be. But that's very, very different to software distributed electronically. So kind of like our preference is that another company that makes controllers takes the mantle for that, and then we'll support them. Like TS controllers on Train Sim Classic, for example. Although you can use some of his controllers on TSW because they're just outputting key commands. So you know, those kinds of things I'm fully in support of, but you won't see controllers coming from Dovetail. But once the API goes out, I'm going to try and have some videos together showing how you make your own controllers, because it's quite easy. To 80. Folks, don't forget to hit that like button on the screen. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. It all helps. See whether or not we can grow a bigger YouTube presence, perhaps. Hello. Make sure we stop here. Hello? Stop! Thank you, Odyssey. Right, let's do our passengers at Locust. I didn't see the DLR train, but I did see a Stephen Jam wait, unsub and dislike. Right, yeah, that's the one, Stephen. Yeah, I didn't spot the DLR stuff on the screenshot, Tommy, but I did notice that people were talking about it, asking if it was drivable. Just like, no, like the real one isn't drivable. Shush. Bloomin' alarms. Laurelton. So we've got 60 limit at the moment because the track speed is 60. I'd love to do another Subway DLC at some point, Pacific Productions, but they're quite tricky. All of that light baking. That was, Bakerloo line, despite being one of the shortest routes we've made at 14 miles, was probably one of the hardest routes we've made. So, yeah, that's something we're bearing in mind. But there are lots of things I'd like to see, to be honest, in terms of subway routes. Some really interesting ones out there. Like Paris Metro, for example, New York Subway, more London Underground, obviously. Could just eat a Subway now. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, actually, Animal. But I've got to make salmon for dinner tonight, so. We had a Subway earlier on this week. It was very good. I haven't done any planning for Game Blast at all, GWR Phil, so probably be just a broad selection of everything. Yeah, that's it, Stephen Jam. Well, I think one of the metro lines, or one or more of them, have the tired cars, yeah. It's a trip. Video 125 have got cab ride videos, I think, of a couple of the Paris metro lines, including that one. It's Merseyrail, isn't it, Peter Edmonds? We did look into that one again as well, and that's another one where it's a very short amount of miles and an incredulous number of stations. Probably not much different, to be honest, Stephen Jam. It's just the 3D model for the wheels would essentially be different, and the track would be not there. Although I guess they use a guide somehow, a guide of some sort for it. Yeah, still going, Dom. I decided to do one more just before we finish up. Dovetail stream starts in 19 minutes, so this is not much longer. World of Subways 4, wasn't it? If I remember rightly, Pacific Productions. That was quite good. Thank you, Tom. Look at doors. Oh, I've just opened the other doors. That's fine. I'll be videos will be up on YouTube imminently, or TikTok. If, doors closed. Excellent. Valley Stream. What about 60 and 60? Good. 60 limit then. No, I think it's Merseyrail. It's the yellow trains with the big M on them, isn't it? It's because the signal limit dropped from 80 to 70. Signal speed has dropped. Thanks, Animal. That was Thursday, not Friday. Friday I was just with Alex. Oh, 30 limit. Must be something in the station, maybe. Says I could do 30, so I should do 30. I've lost track of what will and won't be on that route at the remaster at this point, Tommy. I know it's going to be incredible, but I don't know what there is. So I think there's been some articles published about it. I would go and have a look on the Dovetail Live site, and then you'll know as much as I do. I think this is it, isn't it? Yeah, because from here it diverges down to Far Rockaway, and that's not modelled. Another 15. We've got stop indicator on. Boom. Job done. More platinums. Oh, hey there, bad guy. How you doing, Steve? Right. Okay. So I think that was a reasonable test. I've got one problem to have a look at, which isn't that big a deal, but I think we're 99% better than we were, which is good. So I'm happy with that. And also, streaming to YouTube seems to work quite well, actually. I might do that more often. I will let you know, if you're not on my Discord, Stephen, if you want to poke an invite out to the Discord, you're welcome to come along to my Discord and chat with everybody on there. And don't forget that in about 10 minutes, probably any minute now, they'll start the lead-in to what's speeding? There's no speeding. It's fine. In a few minutes now, they'll start the lead-in to the Dovetail 7 PM stream, where you've got Alex and Harry doing a screenshot hunt, which sounds like it's going to be fantastic. So hang around and go and watch them, and have some fun. And if you speak German, don't forget Trains in Play. I think is still doing the Mittelmall preview as well. Thanks for spending the last. How long has it been? I can't see it anywhere obvious. What's it been? 2 hours and 50 minutes with me, and I'll catch you again on the next stream. Cheers, everyone. Bye bye.